we got another package. Of course it's another package. What else do I even do on this channel at this point? In this package should be an iPhone 5 that I bought from eBay that is presumed to be running a very special iOS version. Hint, it's not iOS 6. Those who know, who saw my newest community post, are the only people that know, but if you don't know, you're in for a surprise. This phone cost me just shy of $19, and it's kind of funny how I got my hands on this listing. So I opened up Reddit this past weekend and saw that somebody had posted about an iPhone 5 running this very special version of iOS and shown a picture of it, asking what iOS version it was running. So I did a quick reverse image search of that picture, found the eBay listing, and bought it. I left a comment on their Reddit post saying I had bought it and not to post like that and just leave the post up for the 18 hours it was up before I bought this. But then they said they had bought the listing. The eBay seller that they bought from has quite a suspicious eBay seller name, and most of the items on their page appear to be images taken from other listings. So I'm about 90% certain I received the actual phone and that they bought a duplicate or spam listing. The seller I bought from also has free 30-day returns, and when I reached out to them asking if the phone in the pictures is exactly what I would receive, they said that it was, and the IMEI in the pictures matched what I would get. So without further ado, let's finally go ahead and unbox this phone and just pray that it's what I ordered. Nice, we've got another gray bag. Well, not another, but just a suspicious gray bag. Yup, that's the phone that I ordered. That is the exact one that was shown in the picture on Reddit and in the listing of the phone. There's the back, don't mind my sweaty hands, and that shattered screen once more. All right, let's see if it has any charge. It appears it does, so let's see if it'll turn on. Now, there is one catch with this device, and that is that it is disabled connect to iTunes. Never mind, it appears as it has undisabled itself. And you can see it has a passcode. Now, as you can tell from the font, this device is running either iOS 7 or 8. And we can even get to the camera from the lock screen, which was kind of unexpected. But I know you're dying to know what iOS version this is running, so let me go ahead and reveal it. This iPhone 5 is running a version of iOS 7.0.x. The actual version is yet to be revealed. I know what this actual version is, I'm just not going to tell you guys yet. So in order to get into this phone and bypass the passcode, I need to use my computer to dump the baseband, the SHSH blobs, and the activation records if I would like to activate it. I may also use the IMEI number to request Apple to turn off Find My iPhone, but that would be in the future. But now let's get started with getting past this passcode. Alright, so the first step in this bypass process is going to be using a tool called Legacy iOS Kit to go ahead and dump the SHSH blobs and baseband of this device. So first off, I need to open a new terminal window and go ahead and CD into the Legacy iOS Kit folder. And now that I'm in this folder, I need to use my copy of iPonder32 that I've manually placed into here. I will need to use this to put the device into PwnDFU mode, so /iPonder32-P. I misspelled it again. There we go. And now I need to put my device into DFU mode. Looks like it worked first try. Usually doesn't, so that's nice. Now I can go ahead and run bash restore.sh to open the command line interface for Legacy iOS Kit. I can then go to option 3 and save onboard blobs, which is option 2. And I just remembered I forgot to download my IPSW for the mystery iOS version that I'm saving blobs for. So let me go ahead and do that.
A few moments later.
Alright, went ahead and downloaded my IPSW, and I'm still not revealing the version. Now, select the IPSW, 7.0.x, option 2, save the blobs. It's already in PwnDFU mode, so we can hit enter. And now it should be in the process of saving the blobs. Legacy iOS Kit is saying that saved SHSH blobs might be invalid, so I'm going to go ahead and check them off camera, as it is not a very quick process.
Many minutes later.
Alright, so it's now been about an hour, and I've come to my conclusion of what happened and why it couldn't validate those blobs. So when I purchased this phone, I ran a SHSH check on it, which cost me $2.50 and basically runs a check on all the information on the phone, including the last restore date and last restore iOS version. Now, the main reason that I bought this phone is because that SHSH check turned up iOS 7.0. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys. And the reason I'm telling you guys is because it turns out that SHSH check result was incorrect. And I guess it must have judged off the baseband version, as the actual version was 7.0.2. Pretty close, it's basically the same, and it has the exact same baseband version, 5.01.00. Anyway, so I figured out what happened, and now I have saved blobs for 7.0.2. So now we can go ahead and dump the baseband. First, I need to put it into pwn DFU mode again. So /iponder32-p and place the device into DFU mode. Looks like it didn't work first try this time. Let's try one more time. Hopefully it'll work second time, as sometimes it takes upwards of 20 tries for me to get it to work. Looks like it failed again, and finally success. Now I can run the restore.sh script again, other utilities, dump baseband, and the device is in pwned IBSS mode. Now it should be dumping the baseband. Looks like Legacy iOS Kit has failed to dump the baseband, so I'm gonna have to do it manually. Alright, so in order to manually dump the baseband, I'm going to need to put the device into pwn DFU mode again. Go ahead and run the command and put it into DFU mode. This method is a bit more complicated, but will most definitely work. Looks like it failed. Let's try again. It failed again, so time to run it again. There we go. Seems to have worked on the third time. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up Sliver, which is an iCloud lock bypass tool, but I can also use this to load an SSH RAM disk to manually dump the baseband of the phone. So I'll go to the RAM disk iCloud bypass, A6 devices, iPhone 5, load M1 RAM disk. I'll unplug the phone for a couple of seconds, plug it back in, and click continue. There we go. The RAM disk has been sent, and I can go ahead and open the SSH session. Now I can run the command SSH root at localhost-p 2222 port 2222, and looks like I misspelled root. There we go. Default password is Alpine, and I can use mount.sh to mount the partitions. Now I can go ahead and navigate to /user/local/standalone/firmware/baseband. And you can see we have the mav5 folder, which is the folder containing the baseband files. Now in order to extract this, we can go ahead and exit the SSH session and use SCP to copy it from the iPhone. So we can type SCP-P2222 for the port, root at localhost:/mnt1/usr or user/local/standalone/firmware/baseband. Looks like I messed up my command again. And there we go. This should copy all the files into a new baseband folder. There we go. And this is what we need. Alright, now that I've saved the baseband, I'm going to be using Sliver to also extract the activation records. My device is Find My iPhone on, unfortunately. Continue. And I've already loaded the RAM disk, so there we go. My file system was already mounted, and now I should be able to extract the activation files. Looks like I have all the right files, so let me read through this and then we'll continue.
5 minutes later.
Alright, so after some more digging, it turns out I am missing some of the activation files, but I have gone through the phone manually and I could not find any of the missing files, so I'm just going to continue and hope that it works. So we can go ahead and reboot the device. And now it is time to restore to iOS 7.0.2 and put our files into place. So I'll go ahead and open up Future Restore. I'll select the blob file, which should be under desktop, bypass 7.0.2.sh. I moved it there for convenience. Select the IPSW file, which should be under Legacy iOS Kit. There's the IPSW. Go to Options. We'll enable pwned restore so that our nonce is set correctly. And then we need to go ahead and place the device into pwned DFU mode again. /iPwnder32-p and place the device into DFU mode. Luckily it worked first try. That's nice. I really didn't want to do that again. Select no SEP as this is a pre-A7 device, and we'll flash the latest baseband and put our old baseband back later. Now that we have all the files in place, we can go ahead and click Start Future Restore. Run the command and just pray that everything goes well. Looks like we need to download the latest version of Future Restore, so we'll go ahead and do that. Looks like there was an error downloading Future Restore. Let me look into that. Alright, I have now selected a copy of Future Restore I already had stored on my computer, and I'm going to try it again. Looks like it's actually running this time. Extracting file system, and the phone's doing its thing. Now we just gotta hope that everything goes well. Now I have done this multiple times, although it has been quite a while since the last time I've done this, hence why it's taken me over an hour and a half so far. This is normal. It will connect to an ASR control channel instead. There we go. And it's sending the iOS 7.0.2 file system. Now it's verifying the restore to ensure that everything has restored successfully. Once it finishes the baseband, the device should reboot into the setup of iOS 7.0.2. There we go. The phone's rebooting and should boot into the setup of iOS 7.0.2. There's no reason that it wouldn't do so successfully. Now, once it boots up, I'm going to verify that the phone is completely working, after this second progress bar that is, and then I will put the original baseband and activation files back. There we go. And now, we can go ahead and try to set the device up. English, United States, and let me connect to Wi-Fi. And we'll just go ahead and verify everything is working with the phone. As you can see, it got to the activation lock screen, and this is promising. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the device back into pwned DFU mode and put those old baseband and activation record files back. So first we'll put the device in DFU mode. It failed, we'll run it again. This time it worked. So now we can go ahead and use Sliver to boot an SSH RAM disk once again. Unplug the device for 5 seconds, plug it back in and click continue. Now it's been sent, open the SSH session. Now we can connect with SSH, mount the file systems, and start placing our files in place. First, we're going to do the baseband, which is located at /mount1/user/local/standalone/firmware. Looks like I messed up my command, so let's run that again. And now we can remove the new baseband files in preparation to put the old ones back. I screenshotted what Sliver told me about where to put the files, as I honestly didn't remember. So first, for the activation files, I don't have the MAD folder, but I'm just going to hope that all goes well without that. We need to put the comm center playlist back in mount2/wireless/library/preferences. So cd/mount2/ wireless slash library slash preferences. There we go. And the file we need to remove is the com.apple.com/center.device-specific no-backup.plist. I don't want to type that file name, so I'll copy it and remove it. Looks good. Next, we can go ahead and remove the lockdown folder located at /mount2/root/library. Now the lockdown folder is gone, and we can go ahead and exit the SSH session so that we can upload these new files. Now I'm going to change my directory to where I have these files stored, which is directly in the bypass folder. And now we can upload them using SCP. So we can type out scp-p2222-r as it is a folder, baseband, and we need to upload it to root at localhost:/user/local/standalone/firmware and hit enter. Alpine is the root password by default, and we got an error. I believe this is because the folder does not exist already on the other end. So let me go ahead and fix that. All right, I have gone ahead and recreated the blank folders on the iPhone, so now this should work. And I was correct. Now all the baseband files should be on the iPhone. Now it is time to upload the lockdown folder to the iPhone, which has some of the activation record files. So I can just modify this command instead of typing a whole new one. The path that this file needs to go to, or should I say folder, is /mount2/root/library, and the name of the folder is lockdown. Root password is Alpine, and looks like everything uploaded immediately. Now we can go ahead and upload the com.apple.com/center.device-specific no-backup.plist. Quite a long name. We can change this, and the path that this needs to go to is mount2/mobile/library/preferences. Root password is Alpine, and looks like it uploaded. That's everything we needed to upload. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that everything is there by connecting via SSH again and navigating to those folders, which I'm going to do off camera, and then we'll restart the phone and see if it worked. Well, I verified that all the files are there, unfortunately, except for the com.apple.com/center.device_specific_no-backup.plist file. That file, unfortunately, did not copy. I've tried everything I could, and it just wouldn't upload to the device. So we're just going to see if it'll work how it is currently. And if not, I'll just have to bypass it and try again with the activation records another time. So we'll go ahead and reboot the device, and we're just going to hope that everything works despite that one missing file. And if it doesn't, what I can do is just bypass it with a simple setup.app removal, and in the future request Apple to remove Find My iPhone with the IMEI number, as I have had success with that in the past. We'll go ahead and try to set up the phone. I'll unplug it from my computer. English, United States, and it looks like that worked. Enable location services, set up as new iPhone, skip, agree. We're going to skip the passcode. We'll use Siri, and let's get started. Nice slow iOS 7.0.2 animations. Now this is actually the only device that I own running iOS 7.0 something. I'm surprised that it's the only one with the number of iPhones I have. Now, this is a great addition to my collection, and on top of now having a device finally running iOS 7.0.x, I'm also able to downgrade this iPhone to iOS 6 untethered with these iOS 7 blobs. So if you want to see a video on how to do that in the future, let me know down below. I'm likely going to do it anyway, but if you want to see a video about it, let me know because I'm glad to make one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This took a lot of work to do this as I haven't done this in quite some time, and I've never done it where I back up the baseband and activation records. Speaking of the baseband, let's confirm that it was transferred. And the baseband version is showing as blank, so I'm not sure what happened there, but I'll figure that out off camera. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as of right now, only 6.8% of my viewers are actually subscribed. So if you're new, please consider subscribing. It would mean a ton and help me in reaching my goal of 3,000 subscribers. Anyway, that's just about all I have to say. This video took a lot of work and I'm glad it's done. Anyways, comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, peace out, guys.